Hello. I've read another two of the Carnegie Medal long list. I'm working my way through. At the moment, I haven't found the book that I think, wow. I've not come across it yet. I'm still looking. The ones I've read, yeah, they're okay. I'm enjoying most of the reads. But there is not one that has sort of come up and announced itself as the one that I think should win. Not yet. So there's hope yet. All right, two more. And these are so different. Cane Warriors by Alex Wheatle and Rat by Patrice Lawrence. And you couldn't get two more different books. So I'll start with Cane Warriors. And this is set in 1760. And it's set on in Jamaica, and it's about a true event, something that I'd never even heard of. And it's about Tacky's War. And Tacky was a slave, and he led the first slave rebellion. And it's something I'd never known about. And so this is a book about slavery and rebellion. And it's through the eyes of 14-year-old Moa, who is a slave, who works on the plantation, who spends all his day cutting cane. His mother and little sister, they are in the huts behind the master's house because they work in the kitchens. And he hasn't seen them for 2 months. His father's on a different part of the estate. And the person he feels closest to, his brother, is a lad who's a couple of years older than him, Keverton. And when Moa is asked to join the rebellion, for him, there's no choice. He's got to go. He's got to fight to free his sister and his mother. He's got to fight to free his father. His father wouldn't be able to fight because he lost his arm in an accident in the job he was doing. So he goes. He's the youngest one. At 14, he's the youngest one of these. And he questions everything. He questions what they're doing, why they're doing. He questions when he realises that what they've got to do is kill all the white slave owners, all the people on the estate. Would he actually be able to do it? But he knows that for him, he has to fight, and he has to fight with his brother, Keverton. And it is this story of this rebellion through his eyes. It's brutal, and it's hard-hitting. I found it difficult to get into in the beginning because it is all in Jamaican dialect, but once you get over the first few pages, you become tuned into it. So that is the Cane Warriors, a hard-hitting book about slavery. The second one, as I said, it couldn't be more different, is Rat. And it's one of these books that's it's a Barrington Stoke book, and it's one of these super readable ones for children who have problems with dyslexia. It's in the special font that makes it easier to read, and it's written in a very easy way of understanding, of comprehending. So for me, it was a very quick read. So it's only a short book, it's a very quick read. Al lives with his mum, who has come out of jail. He's got 2 rats, Venom and Vulture, and they live in this flat. And they have all sorts of problems with a neighbour underneath them who is forever complaining about them. Then his mum gets taken into jail again, and he's on his own. And his half-sister comes to live with him, to look after him. Al blames the neighbour, Mr. Breaker, the guy who lives underneath, for shopping his mum for getting her put back into jail. And this is the story of him determined to get his revenge on Mr. Breaker. He's a lad who's full of anger, Al is, and you can sympathise with him, you can see why he's so angry, but you just wish, look, this isn't going to do you any good. But it doesn't, he doesn't listen. So, and he ignores everybody's advice. He ignores his grand's advice. He ignores his half-sister's advice, and he's determined to take action against Mr. Breaker because he's got to pay for putting his mum back in jail. And that's the story. It's an easy read, it's a quick read, and I'd say it was for sort of 9s and upwards. And it's a book that will it will make the child ask lots of questions. There's lots to talk about in this book. For me, the ending had to be what it was, I think, to tell the story, but I felt that it was just too neat, if you see what I mean. When you've read it, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, a very quick read for 9s and upwards. So that is Rat by Patrice Lawrence. And when I come back again, who knows, I might have found the book that I go wow about. But at the moment, out of the long list, I'm still looking. So, happy reading. Take care. Bye.